Any views or opinions expressed on KUR are not necessarily those of Kutztown University, Kutztown University Student Government, Kutztown University Student Services Incorporated, KUR staff and management, or other affiliated organizations.
Kutztown Live. KUR's Campus and Community Interest Radio magazine. You can always be a part of Kutztown Live by giving us a call at 610-683-4859. And now, this is Kutztown Live.
And welcome to Kutztown Live here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Kutztown Live is your campus and community interest radio magazine, always with interesting guests and interesting topical tidbits. Coming up later in this half hour, we're going to air an interview that actually I did a couple of months ago, saved up for Hispanic Heritage Month, which is now Hispanic Heritage Month, running from September 15th through October 15th. And I interviewed two KU STEM students, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, if you don't know what that stands for, Victoria Salazar and Elaine Munoz. And they are Hispanic STEM students, and they talked a little bit about women in the field of STEM and what it's like to be a Hispanic student in the field of STEM and how it all ties in with their education here at Kutztown University. It was a fascinating interview. It is available as a podcast on our website, kutztown.edu/KUR, and click on podcasts. But we're going to air it in a little bit here on KUR since this is Hispanic Heritage Month. But first, we have a special guest here on Kutztown Live. She is Nicole Becker. She's the Assistant Director of International Admissions and Services here at Kutztown University. And she's talking about a great event that she has coming up that her area has coming up called the Study Abroad Fair. And we're going to now throw it over to Nicole, and she's going to talk a little bit about that. Nicole, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mike. Thank you very much for having me on today.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. So before we talk a little bit about the Study Abroad Fair, why don't you just tell me a little bit about your job and what International Admissions and Services does here at the university?
Sure. So the Office of International Admissions and Services is actually located in Boxwood House on Main Street.
Okay.
We're right across the street from Old Main. And we offer a lot of services to KU students, both international students and U.S. students.
Great.
Our office is comprised of myself, Roger Douglas, our director, Diane Beal, our secretary, and also our graduate assistant, Osman Yaraga Barba. And if you're looking to study abroad, you'll probably interact mostly with Oz, as he's our main study abroad advisor. We do international recruitment and admissions, so we try to enroll international students at KU and also provide services to the international students while they are here studying. But today, obviously, we are talking about study abroad, and we do provide a lot of support to study abroad here at the university. So some examples are weekly information sessions. So once a week, you can come to Boxwood House and get an overview about the opportunities for studying abroad and the process that you have to follow to actually make it a reality. Also, we offer information tables in the Student Union building 2 times a month. For students who are going abroad, we offer a pre-departure orientation just to help you prepare for your program. And once you return, we also offer a re-entry meeting. And of course, our big event coming up is our Study Abroad Fair this Thursday, September 20th from 10 to 1 in the Student Union building, room 218, also known as the multi-purpose room.
So set the stage a little bit as to what this Study Abroad Fair will be like. What are students... Well, first of all, do you need to sign up to go to this, or you can just show up?
Anybody can just walk into the Study Abroad Fair. It is open to the campus community.
Nice.
And basically, it's a great opportunity for students to get their questions answered, or even just to start researching the study abroad process. I mean, you can come in and talk to anybody in our office, and we can certainly get you started. But certainly when you want the real specifics of a program or you're investigating, I think it's important to talk to the representatives who actually work with the study abroad programs day in and day out.
So you say you have a student who's kind of never really entertained this idea before, and then they see this fair, they walk in, and there'll be people there that can help guide them?
Yeah, so every student who comes to the fair is going to get a guide that tells a little bit about every program that's represented. So before you'd even approach any of the tables, you would actually know a little bit about them, and you could see if it's a program that might interest you. Something that I'd like to point out is this year we actually have 10 Kutztown University short-term programs represented.
That's great.
Yeah, so, perhaps these are faculty. So 9 of the programs are being led by KU faculty. So, your faculty who are teaching your classes, who are here on campus. It's a great way to go abroad for the first time because you'll be working with that person from beginning to end, possibly even flying on the plane with them.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's a really comfortable way for students to go abroad, especially if they've never been out of the country before. So
do you have some students that have just never been out of the country before and this is the first time they do it?
Yes.
That's
great.
great.
So, and that's why, I think the faculty-led programs are a great option. If you have any kind of nervousness or apprehension, we have some wonderful faculty who are running some really interesting and exciting programs. And that's, like I said, a great way to go up and meet them, to talk to them, to find out more, and just kind of make that first connection before you jump in and start your application.
So this might be a dumb question, but I mean, some people are probably thinking this. What are some of the countries that some of our students go to?
Yeah, so this semester is actually kind of a record-breaking semester for study abroad. We've had the most students abroad in any of the history that I have, which is actually 20 students studying abroad right now, and they are currently studying abroad in basically all over the world. So Australia, Ecuador, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland.
That's neat.
Yeah, that guy's a computer science major, actually. Italy, Japan, Russia. Semester at Sea, which goes to many different countries, I think 12 or 14. They'll actually be at the Study Abroad Fair on Thursday, and Spain and Taiwan.
Wow.
So KU is all around the world right now.
All around the world. And how many students would you say, you might have said this and I apologize, I might have missed it, at any one time would you say that we have abroad studying?
Well, in a year we average about 100 students.
100, okay.
Yeah, and the majority of our students do go abroad in the summer or the winter time with the KU faculty.
Okay.
So I'd say on average in the summer we have anywhere from 50 to 60 students studying abroad. And that KU London program in the winter has been really popular, which has brought maybe, between 15 and 20 students every winter. So those have definitely been by far the most popular, though we are seeing the semester programs growing as well.
That's great. So this fair is happening this Thursday,
Yes.
the 20th. What are the times of that again?
So it is from 10 o'clock a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m.
And where is it again?
in the multi-purpose room in the Student Union building.
Okay. Anything that I missed? Was there any other initiatives that you're working on at your office?
Yeah, so the other thing I just wanted to talk about in
Sure.
regards to the fair is that in addition to all of our wonderful KU faculty-led programs or KU short-term programs, we're also going to have 12 providers from other programs here. So perhaps if our programs to Spain, Germany, Ireland, Italy, England, South Africa, Spain, or Costa Rica, aren't quite what you're interested in, you'll be able to access probably hundreds of other programs in even more countries. And the other thing to remember, too, is that students in any major can study abroad. Classes are taught in English in most locations, so you don't have to be fluent in another language.
That's a good question, yep.
Yeah, although usually when you are in another country, it is ideal to at least take an introductory class to learn.
Understood.
Yeah, help you navigate the country and the culture. And basically, we just want someone to be, at least a sophomore standing, so 24 credits, 2.5 GPA, so solid academic standing at the university. And that's for the majority of the study abroad programs where our students go.
Anywhere, what is your website where people can get more information about the programs you offer?
Yeah, so you can find all the information at www.kutztown.edu/studyabroad.
Okay, that's easy enough.
Yeah, so that's going to take you to a page that will link to all the faculty programs I talked about. And actually, I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about our new study abroad website that we just implemented less than a year ago.
Okay.
The neat thing about this website is that it actually has a searchable database. So you can plug in, even down to the specific city where you want to study, the
That's
semester,
nice.
the subject, the semester, any of that information. You can use one or more criteria when you're performing your search to help you find the perfect program for you. And from there, you just apply. We'll review your application, approve you, and then you go on to follow the rest of the steps, which our office helps you go through step by step. We know a lot of times students are concerned, if I study abroad, will it set me back a semester from graduating? And what we try to do is make sure that students talk to their academic advisors up front, make sure the classes that they're bringing back will transfer will work with their degree.
Mm-hmm.
The registrar will approve the classes. They've been wonderful about helping students bring credits back to KU. And, just like I said, making sure that it's going to work in your academic program and not set you back, a semester or a year from graduation. So we help you with that. We help you work with the financial aid office, to make sure that you can pay for it using your financial aid. There's just a lot of logistical things that we work with students on.
And you help with all that.
Yeah, because there's things that maybe they wouldn't think about, but we already know or have the experience, and we just want to make sure that it's as smooth of a process for them as possible.
Wonderful. So once again, that's this Thursday from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, multi-purpose room of the McFarland Student Union. So that first hour is during the free hour. So hopefully a lot of people, that'll probably be your busy hour.
Yes, it always is our busy hour.
So hopefully you're crowded. But if anybody cannot make that particular event, but they're still interested in this, where can they go to contact you?
Just go right on to, like I said, kutztown.edu/study abroad.
Okay.
You can call us, stop in the office, go to an information session, stop by a study abroad table. All of those things are listed on our events page. And we're happy to, meet with you and talk with you and help you get your process started.
Awesome.
To study abroad.
Anything else you want to get out there, Nicole, or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing everybody stop by the Study Abroad Fair. Make sure you say hello when you come in, and helping you all to begin the adventure of studying abroad.
That's really awesome. Well, once again, folks, Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., multi-purpose room of the McFarland Student Union. Nicole Becker, Assistant Director of the International Admissions and Services, here talking about the Study Abroad Fair. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, Mike.
Hope to have you on again soon. All right, we'll be right back with Kutztown Live with our interview with our STEM students right after this. Stay tuned.
Wildfires burn millions of acres each year. And each year, wildland firefighters like Fire Chief James Hall battle to contain them. But they can't do it alone.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. It can ignite and destroy your home, your community, or more. That single ember can be just as dangerous as the wildfire itself. But you can do something firefighters can't. You can act now to prepare your home and your community for wildfire. You can reduce the risk. Do your part. Go to fireadapted.org.
Get fire adapted. Learn what you can do now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
It's hard for me to talk about, but I remember I was late for work and I was speeding. Then I saw the car and I hit the car, and at that point I just remember everything in slow motion, the car wrapping around me, and I kept thinking to myself, this is it, I'm going to die. Instead I'm in the hospital, I'm going home tomorrow. But the hardest part with all this is with Andy. He doesn't look me in the eye anymore. He just kind of pats me on the hand. He probably knows that I know that he's going to leave me, and I can see that in his face just as clearly as I can see what I've done to mine.
Speeding gets you nowhere fast. A public service message brought to you by this station and the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Follow the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR, on Instagram and Snapchat. Enjoy a steady stream of content from your favorite student DJs. Just search KUR 1670 or search hashtag KURadio on any social media platform. We are the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Hello, you're listening to a Kutztown University public service podcast here, produced at the studios of Kutztown University Radio in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. And our focus in recognition of Latino Awareness Month from mid-September, I believe it's September 15th through October 15th, is we're going to be talking with two students here at Kutztown University. They are both Latino students here at Kutztown University, and they are STEM students. And we're going to find out a little bit about what STEM is and how that all plays into it, and what they hope to. We'll let you hear from them and find out exactly what their goals are and their missions are. with being here in Kutztown University Radio's studio. So first of all, I'd like to introduce these two young ladies. Want to give your name and tell us just a little background about what brought you to Kutztown?
Well, my name is Victoria Salazar.
Welcome.
I am a dual major in chemistry and German.
Okay.
So I came to Kutztown because I had 3 older brothers who came here. They all went through a science field. So my brother did physics, my second brother did chemistry, and also my older brother, who's the youngest, he did chemistry as well. So I always came on campus when I was a child. I hanged out with my parents here. I went to football games, and it just felt like a second home to me. It was close to home, it was affordable, and it just seemed like a perfect fit for me.
Very good. All right. What about you, Elaine?
I'm a second year. I'm a chemistry major. I also spent a lot of my youth here. My mom is an alumna from here. She brought me a lot here while she was studying and working with professors, so I got to know the campus and the staff here, and I fell in love with the campus and the people here.
Very nice. That's what you hear from a lot of people, is that when they come to Kutztown, they just feel at home.
Yeah.
So that's nice that you both feel that way as well, too. Okay, so you are both Latino STEM students. For anyone who doesn't know what that anagram stands for, what does STEM stand for? Whoever wants to take that question.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
All right, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, you folks are working on a research project, I understand, that ties into this. What do you hope to learn and accomplish from the knowledge you gain from the project? Tell us a little bit about the project you're working on and details with that.
It's about MLS.
So MLS is a linear skin defect that affects mostly females. It does affect both men and female, but mostly when men or males gain this gene is a deletion of their X chromosome. And as you know, men or males only contain one X, so it's like a sex chromosome. So once you lose it, you kind of can't be born in a sense.
Right.
And we're trying to connect that relationship with cytochrome C and heme lyase, which is a mitochondrial protein found in humans.
Okay. So you're doing this research project, and I guess you could say, in addition to, studying this particular disease, I guess you could say a or a ulterior benefit of doing this project as well is also expanding upon the fact that you are STEM students and you are studying, something scientific. Or here, would that be an accurate?
Yeah, that would be a good analysis of it. Yeah, because as you said before about what you kind of learn. For me personally, I feel more comfortable with biochemistry because as a freshman, when we did research, we were freshmen. You're not really exposed to biochemistry because it's sort of an advanced topic.
Right.
So typically you learn like general chemistry or like the basis of chemistry, and I think being kind of pushed into this role kind of made us understand and be well aware of like the advanced biochemistry part and kind of get more comfortable with it. So then when we eventually do reach biochemistry, hopefully in our senior year, we'll feel more comfortable and we'll kind of feel more confident about what we're doing.
Gotcha. Taking this in a slightly different direction, according to an article I read on Excellencia in Education, Latino student interest in STEM is increasing, but a problem is that graduation rates remain quite low. What do you think is the reason for that, and what can be done to help improve graduation rates? More people doing what you're doing, basically, is what I'm asking.
I feel like it's big on involvement. If you're not involved in what you're doing, then you're not gonna want to pursue it as much. And I feel like doing the project that we're doing the research and getting that hands-on experience, we're more involved and we're more willing to explore our subject more. And I feel like that needs to be done like all around so that you can get more interested and involved in what you're doing.
And to kind of sort of bounce off of that, I think also that most students, when they like hear STEM or when they hear about science, they're pretty intimidated by it.
Right.
So when they're like hear like, oh, biology, chemistry, those sort of, or mathematics, they're like, wow, like that's hard. It must be like difficult. Right. And I think it's mostly that students, they learn something in a subject and they find it difficult and they're like, oh, well, this is the whole topic, this is all hard. And it's not really hard. I think you just really have to find what you like in it and kind of go off of there, because obviously there's certain parts of STEM fields and jobs that a lot of people don't like, but there are those small portions that you really do enjoy, and that's why you go into that field, that's why you really enjoy it.
Gotcha. Right. And I guess that ties back in a little bit that another statistic that I saw that was a little concerning was that Hispanic students are the largest minority group in the school system, in the public school system, but they enroll at significantly lower levels. What do you think can be done to help improve that?
I think just kind of getting outside your comfort zone about it. Like I said before, a lot of students are really intimidated when they hear those words. And I think just taking a small step, I'm not saying you have to go for the major. I'm not saying you have to kind of jump in, but like kind of wet your toes in a sense. Like take a class that you may not have wanted to take before, or talk to a professor who's involved in any sort of STEM field. Just take those little go to a club, anything like that, to sort of get your grasp of like what it is and kind of find out what you like about it.
That's very good advice. What about women in STEM? So that's takes it even like a more of a niche right there. Tell us a little bit about your experience as being women in STEM and how we can get more women involved in that.
Recently, I actually saw a lot of women in STEM, and it's very encouraging because growing up, like I didn't see that, and now I see a lot of women, and I see them, and I'm like, oh, what's your major? And they're like biochem, chem, and like pre-med, and it's great. It's a great thing to do.
Mm-hmm. What sort of knowledge do you hope that listeners come away with when they listen to this interview? I mean, they're hearing two students who have great inspirational story of how they're doing this research project and trying to get more students involved in the STEM. What do you hope that people come away with? And do you have any suggestions for good resources for anybody that might be interested in kind of doing what you're doing?
Don't be afraid of STEM. STEM is not this big scary thing that you should be afraid of. Mm-hmm. And also get involved in what you're doing, even if it isn't STEM. Mm-hmm. And also don't be afraid to reach out to your professors, get tutors.
To kind of go off with that as well, I think, as she said, as Elaine has said, that people are just kind of go outside your comfort zone, and also just like be brave in a sense. I do understand like there's certain aspects that a lot of people are like so nervous about and like intimidated about, but I think, you know what, just like go in for it. Try it out. If you don't like it, it's fine. Just try to find out what you like about it. And some good resources. There's programs here on campus. There's like chemistry clubs. There's like environmental club, botany club. All those little things. They're not really like 100% like sciencey, but you can go in and see what you like about it. And if you like it, then you don't need to be part of it, but you can still have your little place in there.
Right. Did I miss anything that you want to get out there? I mean, obviously this is your show, so I don't want this to be Mike Regensberger's show here. I wanted this to be Elaine and Victoria's podcast. What do you want to get out there to, as we approach Latino Awareness Month and your accomplishments and, helping other students get to that point?
Well, for me, I would just be like, listen, like, I'm here. I made it. It's not an impossible task for women to be involved in STEM because I think a lot of people think like, oh, it's a man's field, I guess, because it's a very traditional value. And like only I can speak for myself, but growing up, being the bread holder in the family was usually for the men, and they like had jobs and they took care of like the payments in the house. And for me, it was really a weird concept to think like, why couldn't a woman do it? And why couldn't she be a scientist? Why couldn't she be a doctor? So I think growing up, I didn't really see those figures, but I think for me personally, I'm happy that I chose this field because I enjoyed it and I just like want to be in this. So I think it's a good thing for other people to see that, hey, listen, I made it here and it's possible for you to make it here as well.
Very inspirational, great way. And Elaine, any other comments?
No, just get involved in whatever you're doing.
Excellent. Well, I don't think I can really, top any of that. So, Victoria and Elaine, I want to thank you so much for being here. You've definitely been a great inspiration. Hopefully, you're an inspiration to other students here as well at Kutztown University or anywhere, wherever you're listening in the world right now. And we thank you for coming to our studios.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. And this has been Kutztown Live. Remember, you can tune into Kutztown Live every Tuesday at 2 o'clock here on the radio voice of Kutztown University KUR. We always have interesting guests from around the campus and around the community. If you yourself or you know someone who'd be a good guest on Kutztown Live, send us an email, kur@kutztown.edu. That's kur@kutztown.edu. Until this time next week, I am Mike Greggs. Have a great day. This has been Kutztown Live.